back to session 3 of our D&D playthrough of Hoard of the Dragon Queen. And tonight we're joined by all of our players, made it back in full swing to get underway after a little bit of a lot of hiccups getting started tonight. We're ready to get going, so hopefully everything's okay. We're having to use a different system to transmit the video and the audio in from everyone. So hopefully there are no issues with the sound tonight, and hopefully you all enjoy the session. We'll do the same thing we did last time. I'm going to go around and allow for each of the players to reintroduce their characters, what they want you to remember about their character as you know them thus far, and any moments throughout the game so far that they found significant for their character, or just something pretty awesome that they want to remind you of what happened. So, Drux, if you want to start us off.
Okay, my character is Drux Ironbeard, a dwarven cleric. So far, I'm pretty sure half the group hates my ass.
Only half?
I'm okay with that. Only half for now. Wait for another session or two, everyone will hate me, it's fine.
Alright,
I'm
and...
the most uncharismatic person on the planet, yay!
Yay, indeed. Alright, Morthos?
I am Morthos, and Drux is right. Someone does hate him. Someone hates him really well. Some might actually kill him. And surprisingly, the one member of our party that I should hate actually is going to be defended by me if anything happens. How the hell that worked out, you'll have to ask him.
Well, what to your character, how did it work out? What happened over the last couple of sessions to change your character's mind?
Well, let's see. I came into this party with the idea of all magic users are evil little shits. And now the magic user, last session, saved my ass as I was very non-stealthily screaming in Infernal every kind of word that I could think of. And the one person that had the slightest chance of me not wanting to stab is the one who makes me want to stab him more than everyone else so far. The goddamn healer. How the fuck?
So you are a tiefling, and you are
Ranger.
a ranger. And let's move on to Bakul.
I am Bakul. I made some pretty good shots with my bow last time. Kind of called down, 5 people from the north to attack us. And then I got called out on an emergency service call. So I left them all to deal with it. But they did well. I followed them on Twitter.
We'll has words. We'll has words.
All right, and Adovin, though he was absent last session, is there anything you remember from the first session, or anything you wish you'd been a part of from last session, or anything you just want to remind us about your character?
Well, guys, as you know, I'm Adovin. I'm a small bard entertainer. I'm proficient in many forms of music, bagpipes being my personal favourite. Last session, although my character was inactive, I spent the time chatting to the ladies, making sure nothing happened to the civilians, and getting any information I could actually try to get out of them using my rather large charisma skill. And yes, I said charisma skill. Charisma. In for the ladies, out for the fun. So in the first round, my abilities were very lacking because of my small stature. However, it will not stop me. I shall continue onwards and be brilliant as per usual. I'm also very modest.
Clearly.
Advin, is there any way you can actually lower your webcam just slightly? Yeah, like chin down's getting there. Okay, fair enough. I thought you were going to lean forward.
It's all good. We don't mind just seeing the top of your head, Adovin. You're short anyways, right?
Short ass.
All right, Geth, if you want to carry on.
Oh, I can see the Pikachu in the corner.
Yeah, Pikachu.
Geth doesn't hear anything. He is too busy sitting upon the blood thrown thousands of dead kobolds smoldering at his feet. He has hollowed out a kobold skull and is wearing it as a helmet, saying ominously with his eye twitching madly.
So, and Geth is
Yeah.
our
Sounds like you've been doing
human wizard in the party, and he has had tremendous success, hasn't he, thus far?
Yeah, saved my ass, damn it.
All right, and
Fire is
Vikram,
fun.
you want to close us out on the introductions? Any other special
Yes.
things that have happened, and all about yourself?
Vikram Frassus, human fighter. So far, being in the company of the people I'm in, I've only noticed 2 people who seem to be competent in combat. They are my 2 favorite people. That would be Bakul and Geth. So far, have proven themselves worthy of respect and honor in combat. So those are the 2 I tend to stick
Word.
closest to, as those who cannot defend themselves should just be left to die.
Fair enough. A harsh
And I learned
reality.
that on last session.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we left off last time, our players had made it through from the west side of Greenrest into the keep after having gathered about 10 civilians and making their way with those civilians to the keep. And they were ushered in. They met the Castilian and were able to meet the governor as well quickly. But we'll remind you here quickly that the Castilian is Escobar the Red, a dwarf, and the governor as well is, if I can get this pan over here, the governor is Governor Nighthill. And that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I want to do. Sorry, I'm trying to show everybody what he looks like. And there we go. Pretty good.
It looks like
anyways.
darkness.
Somewhat darkness, but I'm going to bring him over here for now. And
Yay. No longer darkness.
yeah, indeed. So we've got Escobar the Red and Governor Nighthill. And they've ushered our players into the castle of the keep to recover, get healed by the clerics. All of our players are at full health. However, they have not had a chance to rest, having ushered the civilians in and being ushered in to be healed and grab a quick bite to eat. They've been able to have a short rest. But the night was just beginning, as the governor had made remark of last time. I'm going to start off this evening, and you guys are going to be able to have some time in your short rest to kind of reacclimate yourself, ask a couple of questions if you'd like to, and yeah, what would you guys like to do with your short rest?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. I just want to finally make my reason known for why I'm in this group and royally chew out 2 people. One more so than the other. I am here looking for one specific girl. The last info I got said that she's in this town. So while we are here and until I find any other info, I am going to be frantically almost looking for this person. Anything that endangers any civilians that if I can't tell who they are, I'm going to take as a really bad idea. I'm looking at you, Drux. That little shenanigan you wanted to pull trying to charge someone was a little moronic.
Apparently Bakul is angry. No.
Okay. Bakul can be angry because I have something to say to him too. Please, for the love of fuck, wait until we finish what we're doing before you piss off more guys.
What's the fun in that?
Where's the fun in that?
I agree.
Same kind of thing as drugs. You are then still endangering the fucking civilians that I'm trying to find out if they are who I'm looking for. Please don't do that.
We're for honor,
And-
not tail.
Fine. It's fine, they lived.
Right. It's fine. They lived this time. Don't do it again.
By the way,
Well,
I think
this
I
is-
ran into a burning building and saved one of your girls.
Yep.
No, you saved a
I
child.
ran into combat and saved them from getting pelted into a fire.
Tig, while this is going on, I asked if there's a. I mean, this place is under siege, so I doubt there's a quiet place. But is there a place where I can just kind of cast detect magic ritual? And I picked up this amulet last time, and I want to see what's going on with that, if anything.
Who are you
So,
asking?
I just
He's asking you.
the
I'm not
person
in the game.
room. Which one? Which one is that?
Who, Governor
where we
Nighthill?
Basically arguing. Yeah, the Governor Nighthill. I'm terrible with names, so please bear with me.
Okay, he welcomes you to use his study. It's at the northeast section of the keep there on the ground floor. You can see the door.
All right. Yeah, if I can just get a moment in there and
Okay, as you enter his study, you can see that it's kind of, you can tell it wasn't always his study. It was clearly some sort of a storage room or something, but all of the crates have been crammed onto one side, and there's a bunch of tables that have been crammed against the back wall and the other open walls with maps and other documents spread out, having been reviewed. There is in the corner a desk set up with a chair and a stand, candles, like 3 candles on a metal rod stand kind of deal, lighting up that corner.
all right. So
Other than that,
So,
the middle of the room seems fairly open.
all right. Well, I just go ahead and stand in the middle of the room. I take out my spell book from the pack and I just start chanting for about 10 minutes.
Okay. While you're chanting, what's everybody else doing?
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
speak
ask
to the
the-
dwarf commander, and I'm going to gently pump him for information on what's going on in this local area.
Okay.
So,
Is anybody going with Adovin?
Nope.
No, but I do
I'm
want
going
to
to-
ask.
But
Okay, so
I-
that's what Adovin's going to do. What are you going to do, Morthos?
I want to ask and see if there's any merchants that have any armor in there at all. I know that it's a keep, so it's unlikely that there's a merchant just waiting with
Who are
Any
you
kind of
going to
stock,
Who
I
are you
wanna
going to
double
ask
check.
this question? There's a
Yeah.
number of clerics running around who are tending the injured commoners after they had tended you guys. There's the Castilian or there's the governor.
the governor.
Okay? So you're going to the governor. Adovin's going to go to the Castilian. Okay?
I'm
Drux,
going to
what are you gonna
approach
do?
the clerics.
You're
I'm going
going
to
to
approach the
clerics?
clerics and basically, I'm going to ask if there's anywhere I can go off and meditate until we're ready to go. Somewhere quiet where I can go meditate.
Okay, so you're going to approach the clerics. All right. Vikram, what are you doing with your time?
I'm going to find a bench or somewhere to sit nearby and clean off and sharpen my katana and the wakizashi.
Okay. At the south end of the chamber, there's a bench next to the wall there, and so you can sit kind of over there. Bakul, what are you doing with your time?
I want to talk to some of the clerics and ask if they have any health potions or anything useful.
Okay,
They
so
can
we've
give me.
got Bakul and Drux going to the clerics. Adovin's going out in the courtyard to talk to the Castilian. Morthos is going to the governor. And Geth is in the governor's study at the back. All right, so as Geth is in meditating, Bakul and Drux, you guys approach the clerics. There's 4 clerics. They're swarming around. There's about 15 commoners on some stretchers, makeshift beds strewn across the area. On the western side where you guys entered, there's a number of commoners huddled over there that don't appear to be injured, but there's about 15 makeshift beds, of which about 12 of them have occupants, and the 4 clerics are tending the 12 injured commoners. So, Drux, what did you... There's a female human cleric. There are 2 male, they look like maybe they're half-elves, and there is also another human male cleric as well.
Do any of them look like the main priest for this area, or are they just all generic clerics that we can see?
Most of them are actually kind of wearing their street garb, like they were almost roused unexpectedly and rushed to the castle. There doesn't seem to be any significant markers upon a glance that would indicate any sort of rank among them.
Okay,
without inquiring. Okay, the nearest one to you is the female, the human female is the nearest.
Okay,
And she is bent over probably a mid-30s injured halfling, and the halfling seems to be bandaged mostly on the lower half, as if maybe severely burned.
I'll go over to her and offer my assistance just to help as much as possible first, and then ask her if there's anywhere I can meditate after we're finished.
Okay, roll your medicine.
Okay, a second. Medicine.
All right, you look over what she has done with the patient. You see absolutely nothing more that you can do for him. As far as you can tell, everything that can be done has been done. So he's obviously not getting up and walking anytime soon, but he's at least, it seems like his wounds have been tended to. But she's administrating some sort of a milky liquid. Do you want to roll to see if you recognize the liquid? Or do you just want to take it for granted? It would be your...
I'll take it for granted that she's doing what she's doing is fine for him, sort of thing. I'm just offering to help with everyone else, sort of thing, or just ask somewhere I can go meditate.
Okay, so while she's administering the medicine, what did you want to ask her? She hasn't really turned to focus on you or anything.
That's fine. It's just a case of, does she want me to help with the rest of the injured, or is there anywhere I can go and meditate until we're ready to go?
She kind of looks over her shoulder at you and she says, no fresh injured have been brought in since the group that came in with you. After tending to you and them, these remaining few seem to be those that need our attention most, and most of them have had the care that we can provide for them until they just heal naturally a bit. As far as relaxing, there are some benches set up over on the south side of the chamber if you'd like to relax. Else, you may need to speak to the governor or the Castilian to find a private space beyond that, because we've just been, sequestered here in the main chamber tending to the wounded.
Okay, no problem. I'll go speak to the Castilian now.
Okay, so you're going to go head out to the courtyard. So I'm going to put you kind of partially there. All right, Bakul, you are also going to the clerics?
Yes. I need to ask them about where to acquire some kind of healing potion or other items that might be useful.
Roll your persuasion to persuade them that your needs are greater than... Natural 20. All right. Were you trying to approach the same cleric or a different cleric while he was confronting her?
Different.
A different one? Okay. So I'll say you went to the half-elf male. He was tending to a 60-something-year-old older woman. that appears to have been hit upside the head. Her wounds had been bandaged, but as you approach him and you ask him if there's any sort of healing assistance he can give you moving forward, he looks at you and recognizes that you are a warrior, and he knows that you're part of the group that brought in civilians. He actually looks at you and he says, my sister is still out there somewhere. Please take this, and if you find her injured, please bring her back to me. And he hands you a small vial as it's a healing potion.
All right.
So, but he's handing that to you and requesting that you help find his sister out there and bring her back. All right. Morthos, you were approaching the governor. What was it you were wanting to ask him?
I want to know if there's any kind of stock for, or anyone has any kind of armor for sale.
The governor looks at
if
you.
there's any kind of stock of armor. Oh.
And he says, any arms and armor that we have is in use, being used to defend the wall against the dragon attacks and against the barrages being lobbied at us from cultists and bandits. There's not any current quartermaster or anything that could provide you any provisions beyond the basics. We can resupply you with any arrows or any of that you need. You should be able to completely restock your ammunition and any other general provisions. But as far as getting any other type of specialized weapons or armor, there's just no way we can have anything set up to provide you with that right now.
Right. Okay.
Mark? Oh, sorry.
Well, after this, I'm going to go up to... I want to approach Bakul and ask if he heard anything.
Okay, and Bakul, what were you going to say?
From the...
I was going to ask the guy really quick, was his sister's name?
His sister's name is Layevan.
Spell it? What?
Layevan, like Layyevan.
Layevan. Okay.
All right,
we
Adovin.
have been requested to. Replying to Nancy. Have been requested to go save a girl named Layevan. By the way, guys,
Okay.
as a side note, I can still only see your. Like I see Auntie as Auntie Shadow. I see all your names, not your character
Okay.
names.
Morthos.
Don't worry too much about it. I mean, you can remember who's who, can't you, Kurt? Or
Well, okay, and I just want to say one more
if
thing.
you look at the bottom of your Roll20 screen, that should give you some reminder on who's who, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bakul, did you happen to find out what part of the city they were in?
I did not.
Gotcha.
Maybe that's
Okay.
something we should ask.
All right, so let's go to Adovin while you guys are discussing that. Adovin went out to speak with the Castilian. And what were you wanting to talk to Escobar about?
Oh, friend Castilian, I wish to know, why was there a dragon attacking your fortress with all these wizards and lizard men? It does not seem as a perfect alliance, as it were. Can you help? Do you have any information?
He looks at you, and you're a little bit shorter than he is. He's a fairly tall dwarf, clearly armored, as you can see that the armor in the picture there. It's a little more tattered now than it is in his ideal state there, but he's very well equipped. He kind of looks at you with his signature gaze, as you can see there in the picture, kind of quizzically. He looks at you and he says, well, you see, this here dragon's been attacking us. Clearly it's not necessarily what it wants to be doing, but it's been sent against us to cause us some in some trouble, and it's been knocking our men off the wall. We can hardly keep the wall manned against it. These cultists are trouble.
Do you have anything important inside the village that they may be looking for?
As the couriers come in, the scouts, the reports go in, and they go straight to the governor. As far as I've been told, the cultists seem to be raiding the village, not too much concerned about the people in it, simply after the valuables. That's about all that I know.
So this is just a simple raid on an undefended village then? That's your take on these things?
It seems to be the gist of it, yeah.
Do you know where they come from? Do we have an idea? Can we go and eliminate some of these pests, as it were?
I can tell you this. I'd like nothing more than to find out, same as you.
Indeed. Then perhaps a scouting mission might be the way to go. Do they come from the north, or the east, or the west?
Look here. I'd give anything to know what we're up against, yeah? And why, for that matter. But for that, we're going to need prisoners. A commander or even a low-ranking one is best. Some sort of a prisoner. That's what we're going to need.
Okay, no problems. I will see what I can do to help. Thank you for your information.
All right, as you finish up your conversation, Drux comes up to join you beside the Castilian. Drux, what did you have to ask?
Before Drux asks the Castilian,
Yes.
I'd just like to turn to him and say, Drux, we need a word. After you finish.
Okay. Okay, just give me a minute.
Are you withdrawing out of it, or are you going to stand there and listen in?
I'm just going to hover just a step away, but still in earshot.
Okay. All right, Drux, it's on you. I can't promise I'll be able to maintain any sort of Irish Escobar the Red accent, so just bear with me. All right.
I'm just asking if there's anywhere I can go and meditate privately, basically, just out the way, somewhere quiet. Doesn't matter how big or small the area, just somewhere quiet.
He looks at you with that same signature kind of sideways glance. He's like, you do realize, mate, we're fighting a battle here, yeah? You know, we're in combat. Any seek of sanctuary and quiet is maybe not easily going to be found here. If you're coming to me, mate, I'll put you to fight, but I don't know about a quiet spot you could lay your head down.
It's not like just to meditate or just a quiet corner somewhere would be nice. Somewhere less use.
I think maybe you're talking to the wrong person, mate. I'd put you to work. I'd put you on the walls to fight. I'll send you back out there to rescue more civilians. But you want a quiet place to lay your head. You're talking to the wrong person.
Fair enough. I'll be doing that anyway in a bit, so okay. I'll go back and speak to
Out of it.
Lovely bard.
All right. So you two are